When she stops, let me know. Just very good morning. Nice to be here. My name is Kumar, and before I introduce myself, I want to invite two special people. Vishnu. And Ooty. Please be here. We know why they are here. Madam, please come forward just to be. Please. I want you to be the. Because today we are creating history in many ways. Yes, at Oxford School. Please. You sit here. No, you sit here. So today we are creating history at Oxford School because the whole school of teachers are going to learn about chess arbiters. So let's give big hands to ourselves and madam for encouraging the teachers to become chess arbiters. And the reason I call these two ladies, they are my associates for the event today. And she is the youngest woman from Greece to become a chess arbiter. She has written the chess arbiters exam. So let's give her a very nice. And this is Preeti, my wife. She is a women's arbiter already 10 years back. And she's been doing state and other events also. So, and they will be guiding me through the event, whole event. Okay, please be seated. And thank you very much, ma'am, for attending.
Yeah, thank you for coming and
yes.
Sharing the knowledge with our chief teachers also. I request you to go ahead.
Yes,
maybe I will also
please,
sit down
yes,
over there.
yes, please be seated. And I have to introduce a quick introduction about myself. I am Kumar, basically a tea planter, an agriculturist. The reason I am here is to train you in chess, the very basics of chess. And we are going to conduct a tournament on July 19th and 20th. So you will all be supporting the event as arbiters. And about my chess field, I am an international chess player from Greece. And I am proud to say I have represented India in the Commonwealth. And I'm into chess and carom fields, badminton, tennis, and so on. But I don't want to talk too much about me. When I said I'm an international chess player, you all clapped. Thank you very much. When I said an agriculturist, nobody clapped. Nobody clapped. But they all clapped for all the agriculturists go out to work. Without agriculturists, you're not going to get the next year, even jeans, food or whatever it is. So let's all give a big hand for all the agriculturists. And the reason that I'm telling you about agriculturists is, being an agriculturist, I can do so many things. So when you are teachers with so much education, you can all achieve wonders. So great to have you all. Let's get started. Now we have made two groups of people. One is those who know a bit about chess, the other ones who do not know about chess. So let's make it even and more. Let's get some points from you. What you know about chess and why chess. Let's make it, it's not I'm a teacher or your students, it is an interaction. So we'll be learning a lot of things. So what do you know about chess? You can tell anything you want.
It is also called as a Chaturanga.
Chaturanga, great, thank you.
So it has 64 squares,
64
black and 32 white.
Come in please, little louder.
It has 62 squares,
64?
64, 32 black and 32 white.
Great, nice point. Next. Anybody wants to
This
tell?
is the oldest Indian game.
Chess is the oldest Indian game. Great. Then. Now, why chess?
It creates a lot of concentration.
Concentration. Okay.
Focus. Mind, the focus.
Focus.
on every move.
Fine. So what I tell about chess is required for everybody, no matter what the age is. 5-year-old to 8-year-old. Because it keeps the brain very active. And I play chess regularly every day I keep playing. And my idea for chess for students is, it helps them in concentration. Because when they work on a chessboard, when they focus on any subject, it helps them. There was a research done recently in one of the countries, I think in USA or Russia. They took a class of 100 students. They categorized to two groups. One group, every evening they have to study their subject for 6 to 8 or something. And the other group will be playing chess. At the same time, they are going to play chess. They are going to do subjects, their own school subjects. At the end of the year, they had exams. And what was proved is those students who were playing chess, they got better marks than the students who were studying their subjects. So that's why chess we promote. And now, without any further delay, how do we arrange a chessboard? Let's get into the topic directly. How do we arrange a chessboard? Anybody knows? Anybody wants to support me with this? Yes. Yes. You can speak. Yeah. Speak loud and let us know. Okay, now we know there are 64 squares in a chessboard. Okay, how do we arrange chessboard? Anybody wants to chess players? Yes, ma'am. Tell me. You can come here and tell me. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. She gave me the right answer. So let's clap for her. Okay. First of all, before learning chess, you should understand the chessboard. You can see the chessboard. We have 64 squares already, you know that. And it is divided into dark squares and light squares. Green or white or black or white, that's not a problem. It's dark and light squares. Now you can see the something is written here. This is white, this is black. Chess is a game between two players where they don't fight literally, but they use your brains and capture the opponent's skill. As simple as that. You all know that. And white means white side. This is white side, this is black side. You can see the numbers and alphabets. You all see? Okay. Now why the numbers and alphabets is each square has got a name. For example, if I touch this square, this is got what is starting with? The letter? E. And the number is 1. So this square is called E1. So if I touch this square,
E4.
okay. Here? C. Okay. These are all the squares have got names. And why these names, why these squares are mentioned? This is every game. What generally a district plays, Nilgiris district, what they do is, there are 3 things in chess. One is, you have to make the move, opponent makes the move. Next is, this is a chess clock. So after playing chess, we cannot just sit and play for years together. It has got time. Every game has got a time. Time limit. So this clock has 2 sides, you can see. So if it's white side, white will, the time like the game starts for 1 hour each. So once the game starts, it will be reduced. Once I press the clock, my opponent's time will start only. I'll show you that in a minute. So this will keep, once the time goes 0, the game is lost. So that's why time is there. So chess is played, you make the move, press the clock, and you also have to write notations. Anybody aware of that?
Yeah.
Anybody aware of that? There are 3 things. How many of you play cricket? How many of you know how to play cricket? How many of you watch cricket? This is simplest example I'm giving because everybody watches cricket. In cricket, if a batsman is playing, he cannot tell I'm not going to run. He has to run. So similarly, make the move, press the clock, write notation. In the Nilgiris, nobody does that. They only play the moves and they don't know about clock, they don't know about notations, which is really must. In Tamil Nadu State Championship and other events, nationally, even a young 3-year-old has to write the notations. Without notation, the game is not considered. Why do you write notations? Can anybody give me a reason?
How many moves you make a checkmate?
How many moves?
You make a checkmate?
Fine, that's one point. Anybody wants to tell why to write notations? Okay. The reason we have to write notations is, I am playing a game against, madam, name please?
Mrs. Neil.
Mini. Okay, Mini is my opponent. We both are playing. During the game, like 30-40 moves, she is winning. She is the winning person. We are not writing, we don't have a clock. Suddenly what I do is, I want to spoil the game. I just push the button. Is there any proof of the game that she is winning? No. So we have to write notations. If the notations are written, we can always start the game from the beginning and we can catch who is winning or who is winning. So that is must. So far in the Nilgiris, nobody writes notations. For my event, I make sure if you are not writing notations, you don't play the tournament. I will refund the money as whichever entity is okay. So notation is must, clock is also must. But not everybody has a clock, so we'll work on that. Okay, having that said, now let's get into the pieces. Anybody wants to show me what the pieces are? How? What? Let's work with the pieces. Now, I'm not inviting them, they'll be talking higher things. So they will come later on. Okay. Let's start with this one. King. How do you say it's a king? King is got a plus one. Okay. The king. This is the queen. This is the tall piece. These two are the tallest pieces in the chessboard. Then this one is rook. Generally they call elephant. We call in chess it's called rook. R-O. Okay. And then we have the knight. Okay. Knight. Horse is knight. Then we have the generally they call minister. We call bishop. Okay. These are the terms we have. And these small ones are called pawns. P-A-W-N-S. Pawns. Okay. These are main pieces. The rest of them we'll arrange it for you. Okay, how to arrange the chessboard? You can make a note of this point because it's very important thing. All you need to remember is only one thing, which is d1 square. That's only one thing you should know to arrange a chessboard. If you know that, this is d1 square. And for arbiters, there's one more point. I've been an arbiter for many years. Many times when they start a game, people who are beginners, they keep the board like this. This is white, that side is black. But it is wrong. Whenever you play a chess game, the board has to be like this. Now it is written here. Some boards they don't have this letters and they don't mention it's white and black. So whenever I play or anybody plays, on our right hand side is a white square. So if I am playing here, my right hand side is white square, and for my opponent also similarly, he or she has a white square. This is the main thing you have to watch, because many games you have stopped during the tournament because the board is arranged wrong. They keep with this. This is totally wrong. Many tournaments I have seen. So make sure you check the boards. They have white square on the right side. Fine. And another mistake they do is arranging the king and queen wrong. This happens many times. So the one thing you have to remember is queen. The queen on d1 square. White queen on d1 square. Next to the queen is the king. d1, e1 square is the king. That's fine. That's more than enough for you to understand. You can listen to me. Yes. Okay. The queen on d1. King on e1. If you know this, you can easily arrange the board. Next is the ministers. You don't have to write this. You can just understand. Next is the ministers on their sides. Then the knights. Then the rooks. Okay. In front of them, pawns. All the pawns. Simple and easy to arrange. You can do this a couple of times. You will easily get. Similarly, opposite to the white queen is the black queen, and opposite to the white king is the black king, and then the same concept: bishops, knights, and the rooks. Fine. Then the pawns in front of them. Simple and easy to arrange. Okay. Now you can make a note of there is point value. Each piece has got a value. We call chess win. Okay, now this is something new to you. First, let's talk about the queen. The queen has got the highest point value. You can write capital Q for writing notations. Capital Q, that is queen. It has got 9 points. It is equal to 9 points. Then the rooks. Capital R, R-O-O-K-S, capital R. 5 points each. Then the knights. The knights have got 3 points each. Then the bishops. 3 points each. You can write a capital B and R. B. Okay. Then we have the pawns. Each pawn has got 1 point. You can put small p. For pawns, you can put small p. Okay. Now, anybody wants to, so far it's clear? Okay. Queen 9 points, rooks 5 points each, knights 3, bishops 3, and pawn, each pawn is 1 point. Now, what is the value of the king? Does king have any value? You can tell, it's only interaction. No. It is only interaction, and if you are making mistakes, don't worry. I am not your teacher, you are not my students. We are going to understand each other better. That's what I'm asking kings. What is it? No, I told all the other points. For the king, how many points?
Valueless.
Valueless. Okay, next. Anybody wants to tell anything?
Everything together must be the point.
Without queen, king has no value.
Without the win, that is nice. Okay. That's a great
So
line.
maybe equal to queen.
Yes, sir.
Equal to queens.
Equal to queen. Okay. No, this one you have to understand. Any other tries? Anybody wants to try anything? Okay, the king has no value, 0 value. Because we can play a game, if you have played chess, we can lose the queen and play the game. We can exchange the queens and play the game. We can lose the knight or the bishop or the rook and we can just exchange and play. But without the king, there is no game. So the king has got no value. We have to checkmate the king, opponent's king. So king you can put no value. Okay. But as Madam said, without the queen, the king has no value. That's also right. Okay. Now we have sort of understood the board, the square names we know, and we know the pieces, the difference of the pieces. And each piece has got a way of style of moving. Okay, so now let us talk about the queen. The queen, I'll just, can you all see me? Yeah. Generally I keep a big board like this, but I couldn't bring it today. So the queen, let's start with the queen. Queen is the costliest piece on a chessboard. That's easy to understand. Queen is a queen. Okay. The queen moves, we'll see how it moves. The queen moves, let's keep it in simple English, straight, or we can call it front and back, sideways, and this cross we tell diagonals. Okay. So diagonal is, if it's in a white square, we go in white diagonal like this. Simple. It can move n number of squares unless there is a block. If something is blocking, it cannot move. So the king cannot, the queen cannot jump. Okay. Next point is the king. The king is similar, moves similarly to the queen, but only one square at a time. And king cannot jump any piece. If it's surrounded by other pieces like this, it cannot move anywhere. Okay. Next is the rooks, which is very easy. Rooks go front, back, sideways. Next is the bishop. We have two different bishops. One is on a light square. One is on a dark square. You don't have to write seriously, man. If you understand, then you can later watch the video. That's why I'm doing light. So one bishop is on a light square, one bishop is on a dark square. So the light square bishop always moves in a light square. Light square or light square. The dark square bishop, sometimes it will be a black board. So it will be on a dark square. It cannot go to other squares. Next is the pawn. The pawn moves. Anybody giving pawn tips?
First time
It goes two
Two squares.
and then one.
Okay.
And
After that,
cross
one
diagonal
square.
it can.
Okay. The pawn how it moves is
diagonally.
okay. All these, I'll ask one question after this. Anybody can answer. All these pawns can move two squares in the initial stage, starting position. From once it is moved two squares, from then onwards it can move only one square. Okay. Now, I want to ask you a question. You can all see the board?
Yes.
Now, how many different ways can I start again? White has to start again. You don't have to take long time. You can try to be.
You can actually start with your knight. You can start with your
Okay, I didn't tell the knight. I'm coming to the class. Okay, the knight is a complicated case because many people get confused. The knight moves in L shape. L shape. Two, that means two squares like this and one square like this. So it's a L. You can always see the L. And if I just remove these pieces, when the knight moves like this, you can see the L here. And the knight moves like this, you can see the L here. And the knight moves like this, now the L. Okay, now we know the knight's move. The knight is the only piece that can jump. It can just jump like that. Fine. Okay, now I want to ask you one question. Starting question, game is starting. How many different ways can white start the game? I want the number. You can take 1 minute, otherwise I'll give you the answer. White has to play. What are the different ways white can start a game?
Two ways.
Two ways.
Knight and pawn.
Yeah.
Now I want all the possible moves for white.
The initial.
Initially starting, the game is started now. 8. Now I am told pawn can move either 2 or 1 square. So that is the player's choice. And we have the knight.
So one doubt,
Yes, ma'am.
whether all the pawns can move to.
Yes, ma'am. All the pawns can.
First time.
First time.
Picking.
First time initially, all the pawns can go 2 squares. Or 1 square, that's my choice. If I am playing white, it's my choice. Once it moves 1 square, from then onwards, only 1 square. At a time. Okay, now anybody giving the answer? This is really something we should know. Initial stage, how many different ways can white start a game? Do you have an answer? Do you have an answer?
I would.
Huh? This is only total calculation. Just there's one thing, no guesswork. And then just we don't simply move. Some people play this. Why did you play? I just played. I just simply move. There's no simply. Every move has got a meaning and a reason. Without a reason, if you move, you are going to lose the game. Okay. Any answers?
10.
10. Huh? 18. 18. Okay. All of them. Okay. Now let's get into the answer. All these pawns can move 1 square, right? So that is 8 moves. All these pawns can move again 2 squares. That is 8, 8, 16. The knight has got 1 square, L shape. The knight has got L shape here. That is 2. Similarly, this knight here and here. So total moves are 20 different ways of starting a game. Then imagine what are the different possibilities of game going. Okay, 20 different ways. And generally, there are a lot of 20 different moves, but nobody plays all the 20 different moves. There are 3 major best played moves are the king's pawn. This is the king's pawn. This is the queen's pawn. Or the knight on king's side. We'll get to know later. I'm not going to go interior to that. These are the best played moves. Why?
To
Make
save
way
the
for the make way for the queen.
Make way for the queen.
Make way for the bishop.
Make way for the bishop.
Protect your king.
Protect the king. Okay, that's nice. The main idea is there's one move called castling. Do you all know what castling is? It's a special move in chess.
The rook and
Okay.
you can cast.
Now this is the idea. Once the king and this will become a problem during the tournament. Because if you do not know this move, somebody will make a mistake, there will be a complication. They'll start fighting. There is a special move in chess called castling. Castling means the king jumps this time. I told the knight only jumps, but the king jumps. So now there is no pieces here. Bishop is not there, the knight is not there, they have gone outside. And the rook and king are here. Now here is one more point. If you want to do castling, the castling, why we are doing, we'll talk about it later. If you are doing a castling of king and rook, none of these pieces should have moved from its original spot. If the king is gone here and come back, castling is gone. That we can find out because we have notation. So nobody can cheat us. So only when they cheat us, we can find. But we have notations here. Children are making. So when it moves, the king jumps 1 square. Jumps. And the rook comes here. Here there will be a problem which can arise. So what generally people do is, I want to castle. I am a beginner. So I will move the rook here and then do this. That is not castling. Why? The opponent who knows to play better chess, he will tell, sir, this is a rook's move. Once I touch the rook, it is a rook's move. Once I want to castle, if I touch the king and move 2 squares, it's understood it's castle. So here there will be some problems. So you have to watch all the people when they are playing. Because every time this happens, they will tell I touch the rook and then small issue will come. So this
Sir,
one, yes, ma'am.
I have a doubt, sir.
Please, please.
So in castling, simultaneously we should move the two coins.
Yes, it's totally one move.
Okay, that's the king.
Does the king can move jump like this? Bring the rook. This is one move, only one move. And nobody in chess can make two moves at a time. So I play one move, it's alternative. I play black plays, white play, white and black play. So this moves on one move. Now there are two ways of passing. Yes? Yes, thank you. That's coming in the point next. A player who is playing chess, see to it, they use only one hand to move. They move the pieces, press the clock and write rotations. They can use left hand or right hand. Once they use right hand, they should not stick to right hand. They want to use left hand, they can use left hand.
What is this writing of the notation, for example?
Yes, ma'am. I'll come to that in a minute. Writing notation is now. Okay, I'll finish this and go to that. Now, that also is not possible. It is during casting. Some kids, what they do is they do this. That is not allowed. So we'll have to just overall have a look and see what they do. So tell them use one. I'm anyway doing a video especially for children before they come to the tournament, so they know all the rules. And this is the way. And there are two ways of casting. One is this is called the king side, because the board is split into two parts. Right side we have the king, so this is king side, this is queen side. We can castle on both the sides. King side if you want, it's our choice. King side you can castle or queen side, and it's not compulsory you have to castle. That's our choice. Everything is our choice. So when you do queen side, again these two pieces should not have moved. Okay, and the same thing happens here. The king jumps one square and the rook comes. This is called short castle, this is long castle. And are we clear? Okay, now there's one more point. Do you all know what is check? I'm not going systematically, I'm just telling all the pieces. I didn't do any preparation. What all is coming, I'm just going on before. What is a check?
King is in danger.
King is in danger.
He cannot be
So
captured.
wherever he
No
moves,
place for the king to escape.
No place for the king to escape. Okay.
He's been captured.
Captured. Okay, then. Okay, what is a check?
Can't.
Loud.
Attack for a king.
Okay, king attacks. Okay. Now, white and black are playing the game. And the idea of the game is to checkmate. Checkmate the king. That's the idea. Once you checkmate the king, game is over. So now these pieces, they have different ways of moving it. They can attack the king. For example, now the king is here. We want a check. First we need a check. So when the queen comes here, it is directly attacking. Queen can make only one move. So it can come here and give a check and attacking the king. It is, can you see this? It is attacking the king. If you cannot see from here, you can just come forward. It is attacking the king.
Put the chairs in front.
So the king is being attacked. This is a check. And when you play a game, whenever you want to give a check, you can give. But make sure your pieces are safe. Now the queen can give a check here. It's attacking. Now what white has to do is, this will come for illegal issues. It will come during the game. Now there is a check. Whenever we have a check, what we have to do? Now, what we have to do when we have a check?
Block or attack, escape.
Okay, now we can either block. There are three things. How the game ends. It can be in the starting 10 moves or 5 moves or maybe 40 moves. It doesn't matter. Our idea is to check the king. When the king is under check, now it is check. Nobody has to tell check. We both are playing. You don't have to tell me check. Nobody has to speak in the tournament hall. Once the player comes, any issues, they have to raise the hand. Nobody, the opponents also don't have to talk. We pin drop silence. And there is no need to tell check. Okay, now the check, there is check. Now, I have a knight. I'm just showing an example. When I have a check, I can block. So the check is complete. But now I have my opponent has kept a check. If I move some other piece, that means illegal. Illegal means it is not allowed. So now my opponent kept a check for me. I am moving this. I didn't notice it. I am thinking something else. I didn't notice. I made this move. So opponent can claim. He can stop the clock if there is a clock. He can pause the clock. I'll teach how to use the clock. You can pause the clock. Arbiter. And raised. The arbiter, one of you will go next to him, and they will explain what's the problem. So when they go there, they will tell there is a check, and he is moved this one. So one illegal is allowed. International rules. One illegal is allowed. Then what the arbiter will do is this work you will have to do. Each classroom you will be handling. So when he has moved this move is illegal. So the arbiter will tell change this move and play. He has to change that move and he can play. Now we can block or escape here because he's away from the check. He can escape, that's one way. And he cannot capture, there's no capture. So he can go to these three squares or block. So whichever is legal in that position, they can go with that position. It's their choice. And the second time, now for example, he's got another check here. For the second time, he is again moving something. That means the game is lost. No matter what the position is on the board, the opponent loses to a second game lost. So we give one chance. Earlier it was three warnings. Now it's for international rules, only one warning. Okay, that is about check. Okay. Now this queen is giving a check. Another way. How can we give a check? Show me another check. Now this is the one check I'm showing. Now it is the original question. No, queen. I want the queen's check. No, I want from that question. Okay, that is another check. Thank you. So here is a check. Now this check is what it's doing. It is come close to the king, and this doesn't have any support. So whenever you give a check, you make sure that the piece that is giving check is doing support. If there is no support, the king can capture. The queen is gone, the game is lost. Because the queen is the most valuable piece. Now, it is not compulsory for white to take the queen. He can also escape, but we won't do that. We want the queen. So we'll try to capture it. That is about the check. What next point we want? I've written some points here. We will just go one by one. You can read in this page. As arbiters, we've written some basic points. So this might help you during the problem. Point number one. In this you have to note it separately. Take a separate page. It's all mixed up. All the points are mixed up. And we will take it. Note it. Okay, first point is maintain silence in the hall. One by one. Let them write it. Please, she was really surprised. Please go ahead. Okay, first point is maintain silence in the hall. Nobody has to speak because once you leave them inside, they will start speaking. So anybody speaks, you can tell them to go outside. They can be banned from the talk. So we make sure they are all silent. Otherwise, they'll be talking and you will be distracted. Somebody else might have an issue. So no problem. Yes, next.
No player talk, only hand raise.
Okay, that's a similar point. Nobody talks. They have to put their hand up. Arbiter, then you will anyway be watching. It's not big hall. It will be a small classroom, so you can be watching the problem.
Teachers waiting.
Okay, now we want to show purity. So I request you to be in white costume. We all have a white sari or a salwar or whatever it is. We all have. Everybody has or no? Let's all be in white. We both are state arbiters, and this is my event. And you should know one thing: this is my academy's event. Whomever I want, anybody from Nilgiris can participate. And I can accept or reject anybody. It's my own decision. So it's not anybody can come inside me. So that's about it.
Chess board and one's opponent check. Chess board.
Okay. As soon as you go to the hall, we will put the pairings outside. Every round we'll put the pairing. This will be like 5 to 6 rounds. It's not like we play, I won, you are out of the game. We will still play. You will play with somebody else like 5 to 6 rounds or even 7 rounds, depending on the number of players. So we keep playing. We will, after round 1, first round I will put previous day. So I will stick it here. So once the players come, we will have the inauguration directly 9 o'clock I am planning to start. So we'll try to be here by 8:30. We'll have the inauguration here. Then we'll have the classrooms. We'll put the names of the classrooms number 1, 2, and so on. We are using five classrooms there and 5 bottom and down 2 classrooms. So 12 rooms. We'll have each room. We'll assign 1 person. So if madam is on class 1 or whatever whichever class, you will be there for all the tournaments. You will be at class 1. So anything happens, you will be in charge of us. So we'll catch you. Okay. So it will be like each one is responsible for each class.
You
Yes.
have to check the board. No?
Okay, now as I told you in the beginning, they will still make mistakes. How many ever times you teach, they will make mistakes. It is our responsibility to check the game. If they have arranged the king and queen properly, black and white, just have a look, it takes some minute. Just walk around all the boards, just look and arrange the boards. I just want to tell you the point. And make sure they are white square on the right side. And another thing is, I am fixing boards like this, in a row like this, or maybe like 1, 2, 3. So make sure that all the players have white on their side. Here is white, here is white. So it will be easy for you to go through the boards. If one is white and black is turned, it will be confusing. So that is one thing. And make sure, one more thing is, I am white, playing mini. So if Vinod is playing white, I am sitting here, that you should check. So you should check the names before the game starts. You will have the score, the pairing with you. So I have it and you can just go around. You can ask for the names. So you can read it here. Board number 1, mini. Board number 2, Vishnu, Madam. So you should check that. Otherwise, if they change colors and play, again the result is wrong. And you will be in charge of it. So let's not make that mistake. Okay. The names will be white is here, black is here. First player is white. Vinod is here means Vinod is white. So we don't have to write white and black. So it will be here white and black. Okay. Score sheet is a must. I have already 3-4 players at the age of 5 who are participating in the event. They are only 5 years. And I am making sure they are going to write. They already paid the entry fees. If they are not writing, they don't have to play the tournament. I will refund their money. So writing is a must for everyone. I'm going to give score sheet, or they can bring a score sheet with this and write their names. They can just bring a paper and write their. After every game, you should get the signature. Now the game is over. Okay, Mini and I have played the game. Okay, now we have played the game. Mini won. I am playing white, you are black, she won. So what the score we have to write is Vinod white, Mini. This is how the score should go on. And in the bottom, when the game is over, like say 20 moves or 30 moves, whatever it is, the score is whoever won. 0 for the loser, 1 point for the winner. So that you should write correctly and get both the players' signature. You have to get first you get from the loser, then from the winner. Otherwise the loser will run, then you tell I once, after that we cannot do it. Once they leave the tournament on, you will be in trouble. So make sure you write the score correctly. And just in case I won the game, it is Vinod won. So I am 1-0. There is one more possibility. What is it? Draw. Okay. There is a draw. Statement we will see that. If it is a draw, each one gets half point each. You can write 0.5 or half point each. There are 3 ways of writing. 3 results. Possible results are: one is white wins, one is black wins, one is draw. So this is arbiter's total responsibility to make sure you write it correctly and submit to the chief arbiter. And being my event, We both are, she's my wife again, we both are not involving as arbiters, because I want somebody else to, be neutral person to be. This way I'm calling somebody from the state arbiter from Bangalore. And you will all be assisting them. We'll be there with you, but we'll not be involving directly, because it's our next one. No. Okay, result, we told you should write the result correctly. Then. Okay, now this is the first time, as I told you, we are creating history today. Let's clap hands again. At Oxford School. The reason is we have how many teachers? 20 teachers. We are all learning. This is a private school. I've done a lot of training for government schools staff. All the PTs every year I do chess and carom training. That's for government school. Every year we have one meeting at Amma Studio. But for the private school, it's the first time ever in English. Okay, so that's great about the Oxford School. And you should not be partial. You're all outside. Not this is your school. Even though your school student is playing, you should not go and sit next to him and see and support. Because sometimes without our knowledge, it will happen. When your school student is playing or Mini's son or daughter is playing, he made a mistake. Mini is sick. So do not do that happens. But you should be quiet. Let them make mistakes, let them lose, they will learn. But if you do that, often it will claim for you. And the arbiter will be in trouble. So do not do that. And do no partiality. You are all from my side. You are not school side. For the problem. Okay, next one. Louder, please, I can't hear.
Ban or disqualify. Chief Rector got all the rights.
Okay, ban or disqualify. Okay, now during a game there is an issue. The chief arbiter can take the decision. His name is Mr. Krishnamurthy. He is a Tamil Nadu state arbiter, and he goes for the Nilgiris people when they go for other district tournaments. He is in charge of Coimbatore, Nilgiris, Tirupur, and Erode. So when all the school students go, he is the person who takes them for other levels. So he is going to be our chief arbiter, and he can ban someone. There's a quarrel. Mini and me are fighting. I touch something there. They have a fight. Suddenly Mini hits me. He can ban Mini. If there is a proof. And ma'am, I want to ask something. Do we have cameras in all the classrooms? Okay. We will. No, it does not work. It doesn't need to work. It's still recording. It does not work. But we will be telling the players. I will be telling them initially. All the classrooms. Okay. Something that is like a camera. This is for them so that they'll act disciplinedly. They'll not fight. They'll not raise an issue. Because there is a chance of people to tell lies. During the game, I am white. I'm a 7th standard boy, 8th standard boy. I made a move with this. Then I kept that. This is touch and move. Once you touch anything, that's why you do not bring your hand next to the chessboard unless it's your turn. And once you touch a piece, it has to be moved. Only that can be done. For example, if this piece I am touching. Okay. Now, if there is, I'll not show this. I'll not confuse you. If I am touching this piece, and this piece has no legal square to it, there's no move, it cannot move. That means it's illegal one. I will show you some examples later. So, if it is movable, they have to move this. Maybe move this and keep it back. Yeah. Okay, now, yes. Now, during the game, thank you, it's a nice point. Now, during the game, I have to say somewhere in the middle of the game. So, I am touching this. It's my move. Why it is touching this piece? Now, can this piece, this pawn move? It cannot go sideways, that we know, already we know that. It cannot go here because they have our pawn, here also our pawn, and here something blocking. And pawn, I didn't tell you that. Pawn captures. Capture means pawn captures diagonally, cross. It cannot capture this. Pawns can capture only diagonally. Say when black moved here, my pawn is here. So black moved here, I can capture diagonally and take the pawn. Okay. Now there is no legal move, but I touch this pawn. So what happens is I touched without. There is one more thing. People can tell adjust. Before touching any piece, they should be audible to the opponent. Adjust. Adjust means I'm adjusting this piece. It's not kept properly. So I'm adjusting it. They can tell adjusting it, but they don't have to do that. But without any adjust and they touch this, anyway next to somebody think they can hear. Even if they tell no, they can tell sir, it goes, sir. So if they touch this piece, this pawn, what happens? There is no move. So that means you cannot move this. So illegal number one. So who made the illegal? White. So you have to write, if it is white side here, you have to write, we not make white illegal, seventh move illegal. Now he has to change the movement. Again he makes one more illegal, game loss. That's it. Okay, next.
Then you keep changing things.
Okay, now again the same point. Do not keep changing. 4 moves I played with this hand, the next move I played with this. Do not do that. Once you can give warning, next time we can game lost.
So the previous move is illegal,
Yes.
so the next move will be for the black. So
No,
white
no.
will not move.
No, actually, this movement illegal. Okay, this is now. Just as I already told you, it is alternating moves. Nobody can play 2 moves at a time. So now I made it illegal. I touched this piece without asking adjust also. It's my turn. My turn I have to play. But I touched this pawn. Now this cannot move. So I have to change them. But illegal one is counted out. It's written thing and you have to sign that. 7th move illegal, you can write next to the 7th move. Illegal by white. And you have to sign. The arbiter signs. Okay, now because it cannot move, I have to move anyway. So I can change, I can make this one. Some other move I have to move. Without me making, the opponent cannot move. Yes.
Telling check
If you have any doubts in between, you can stop me and I will immediately. Yes.
telling check is not necessary.
Okay, as we told, telling check. Yes, it is not required. Opponent has to see. Some people tell, sir, I kept check, sir, I told him check, sir. It's not required, sir. You can just play it. Okay, next. Casting, I already told you. If you have any doubts, further we'll again. There's one more important point in casting. The checkpoint you have to do. When there is a check, we cannot cast. That will come to it later. Just remember, we wait it. About casting, we'll tell you. Okay, there is another rule. This is nobody knows. No beginners know. It is called EN space PASSANT. EN PASSANT. It is called, generally they tell N%. It is on pass on. Okay, it's a French term again. So this rule they will play without knowing it. So what happens here? Okay, now I am white. I played it. Black is playing with this. So now what happens here? Both the pawns cannot move next. They cannot go front. He is blocking my pawn, I am blocking his pawn. Okay. Now there is one rule here. I am playing as white, I am playing with this. What I am doing? What I am trying to do? White played one move, black played one move, white's turn, white is playing this.
You have that.
Okay, now white is telling, I am wanting exchange. So when black captures like this, white can capture this. If black captures, so he is asking for exchange. Now, it is not compulsory black has to take it. He can also play this, he can block. You can tell, you take, I get it. So that is their choice. Now the idea here, why I am telling this is, on pass on rule. Show me the on pass on rule question. Okay, now, white is, let's just assume we have come to a question with this. Okay, now what is white doing here? White